been a harrowing journey in the case of 6-year-old Joshlin Smith, a child still missing more than a year after she vanished. But tomorrow, her mother, Kelly Smith, along with the co-accused Jacquen Appollis and Steveno van Rhyn, will hear their fate. The Western Cape High Court is expected to hand down sentencing for human trafficking and kidnapping, charges that carry severe consequences under South African law. Before we continue, this is just to inform new viewers, we're approaching the end of our Joshlin Smith trial breakdowns, and while it's a chapter that's taken an emotional toll on South Africans, it's been nothing short of an eye-opening journey. So I personally want to send a thank you to every subscriber who liked, commented and shared our videos. Once the sentence has been delivered, we'll break that down and collate the entire series into an episode of our true crime podcast, Crime Central South Africa, which premieres soon. This podcast will delve deep into the stories that shape the landscape of South African true crime. We'll also be launching Season 2 of Unsolved Murders SA, a podcast series that focuses on unresolved cases in South Africa, particularly those that have grown cold over the years. This week, the trial reached its final stages. We're not speculating. We're grounding what we're expecting in law and what we've heard in court over the past 2 days. Let's start with the legal framework. The most serious conviction in this matter is Count 1, human trafficking. According to Section 14 of the PACO-TIP Act, the Prevention and Combating of Trafficking in Persons Act, trafficking a child can lead to life imprisonment. Count 2, kidnapping, will run concurrently, meaning if the judge imposes sentences on both counts, the longer sentence prevails in terms of the actual time served. In court this week, expert testimony and pre-sentencing reports laid the groundwork for the judge's decision. On day 39, Dr. van der Walt, a renowned anti-trafficking expert from Washington, D.C., testified virtually. With more than 2 decades of experience and over 900 investigations under his belt, the doctor described Joshlin's case as one involving premeditation and cruelty. He underlined how Kelly Smith began planning the sale of her daughter as far back as August 2023. Open quote. "This was not a spontaneous act, but a calculated crime," close quote, he said. He highlighted how the pact of silence between the accused demonstrated their complete lack of remorse. Dr. van der Wart's insight wasn't just academic. He offered a stark parallel, the story of Janice, a girl trafficked in Gqeberha in 2008 whose case led to the rescue of 11 children. Janice was never found, just like Joshlin. The similarities were haunting. Social worker Errol Peterson's pre-sentencing reports delivered in court painted a deeply disturbing picture. Let's break it down. For Jacquen Appollis, Peterson found a man who, though quiet and perhaps manipulated by Kelly, lied to him during interviews. His false claim that Joshlin went to school on the day she vanished collapsed under scrutiny. Peterson observed that Buta showed some emotional vulnerability, notably when reminded that he has 2 daughters, but he still maintained his innocence, which the court has viewed as a lack of remorse. Steveno van Rhyn's record is troubling. Multiple past convictions, robbery, housebreaking, drug trafficking, even murder point to a life of habitual crime. Peterson's words were scathing, open quote, "He is a menace to society. He has not shown one iota of remorse," close quote. According to the report, Van Rhyn even said he didn't care what happened to Joshlin. Kelly Smith's profile is perhaps the most chilling. Though a high school graduate and working mother of 3, her life was marred by decades of drug abuse, mental health struggles, and a troubling history of abusive behavior. Her interview with Peterson revealed someone disengaged, manipulative, and self-absorbed. She lied about being rejected by her parents and fabricated a story about childhood sexual abuse. Peterson's conclusion was damning. Open quote, "Kelly Smith is the mastermind behind the trafficking of her own daughter," close quote. Victim impact statements delivered in court on day 40 brought the emotional weight of this tragedy into sharp relief. Joshlin's teacher, Edna Mart, presented art made by her classmates, a tree of fingerprints with one missing, symbolizing Joshlin's absence. The community's grief, fear, and trauma echoed through every testimony. Cecilia Olivier, a search team member, recounted months of exhaustion and emotional torment. Kelly's own mother, Amanda Daniels, cried out in court, open quote, "Kelly, you've made our lives hell on earth," close quote. But it was the impact statement of Natasha Andrews, Joshlin's foster mother, that broke the entire gallery. She spoke of Joshlin's laugh, the memories they shared, and the permanent void left behind. When a video of Joshlin was played, a montage of joyful moments, the courtroom was engulfed in tears. Even Kelly Smith wept uncontrollably. After these impact statements, the state made its closing arguments. Prosecutors pushed for life imprisonment, stating clearly, open quote, "There are no compelling circumstances to deviate from the prescribed sentence," close quote. They emphasized the cruelty of the crime, the manipulation, the lies, the complete lack of remorse, and the ongoing trauma inflicted on a child who remains missing. Each defense counsel pleaded for leniency, citing drug addiction, poor backgrounds, and emotional stress, but none could offer a solid argument to sway the court. Haramsa, representing Jacquen, barely mounted a defense. Mkabayi, representing Steveno, even failed to cite a relevant case she brought up. Steveno van Rhyn for Kelly painted her as a generous, contributing mother who simply lost her way. The judge was unmoved. And now the countdown begins. Sentencing is expected to take place at 9 a.m. tomorrow in Saldanha Bay, a community that stood at the heart of this case from the very start. Before then, the judge will entertain any applications for leave to appeal, a process that, if granted, could see the case enter a new legal chapter. But for now, the world awaits for justice, for closure, and above all, for Joshlin. Stay with us. We'll be there when the sentence is read, and we'll bring you every detail. This brings us to the end of our breakdown. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. While we've reached the end of the Joshlin Smith trial weekly breakdowns, we have more content planned, more cases to unpack, and true crime stories to dive into. So believe me when I tell you, subscribing to our channel and turning on those post notifications is absolutely necessary. Also, visit our news website, switcherpost.co.za, for the best explainers on every important event happening around you. No agenda, just the story.